Mr. Appleby, thank you for speaking to us today and for sharing your experience and insight. Just as we kind of wrapping it up, is there any final statement you'd like to make to parents and educators?
The final statement is, I don't think there's any more noble profession than to be a teacher. I don't care whether you teach Sunday school or teach in a faith-based school or a public school. Teaching is a process of sharing and growing and adding value. That's why I'm still in the business, because I believe that it has value. And we need to look at schools and put the kid as number one, as the number one emphasis. And we need to look at what these kids need to have in the next 20 years, next 25 years. It's hard to predict. As we look at society, and Melvin, you and I could have a session on all the things that are happening in society now.
Yeah.
You know, looking at changing history. I mean, so we really need to teach the kids some unique but very common base skills that existed at one time that have long been lost.
Yeah.
And we need to get back to the basics. And it really isn't about pedigree. It isn't about what school you've gone to. It's about passion for kids. And do you have that passion? If you do, schools can change, and schools can change nationally, but it's one school at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to be willing to do what it takes.
Excellent. Well, you've recently co-authored a book entitled First Choice: Changing the Habits of Education. You did that with Dr. Duff Rearick, and perhaps some of our listeners would like to get a copy. Where can they get one?
Amazon is the best bet. You can either get a copy of it, a paperback copy, or an electronic copy, like a Kindle copy or something. That's cheaper. But that's where you can get it. It was put together. We put it together, and it was published by Pennsylvania Leadership Development Center, PLDC. And so I'm not going to make a penny off any books that are bought. I don't really care. That wasn't why. This was just a bucket list item I had in my life, is to be able to be an author or co-author of a book. But I think the book, to somebody in education, would speak, because it gives you some ideas. It's not a how-to book, but it just gives you some thoughts. And if I had to say anything, somewhere along the line in America, we have stopped thinking. We are reacting. We're not thinking. And I think we got to get back to thinking. And I hope this book triggers some of that.
Excellent. Well, you certainly have given us a lot to think about today. We so appreciate your time. And it's great to reconnect with you on a personal level, and look forward to doing that more and more in the future.
No problem. I would love to do this.
Excellent.
Maybe all the years I've been in education will have value in the end.